Welcome to whoever's listening to MyWatches podcast, MCO edition. MCO stands for Movement Control Order. Yeah, for those who are not from Malaysia, basically another lockdown in Malaysia. So, four of us are doing the podcast this time, episode four or five, I think. Yeah,
It's
via
five.
online. Yeah, right. So, yeah, how's everyone doing?
Doing good, man.
Right.
Could be worse. Could be worse, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I
I
mean,
think
it's our second lockdown, so
yeah. All right. So no particular agenda for this particular podcast. So essentially, just very high level. We're gonna talk about our watch journey in 2020 and what we're looking forward in 2021 and some other random stuff that we can think of along the way. All right. So as always, the first thing, wristwatch check. Right. So I'm wearing the Black Bay GMT. Right. Been wearing this a lot recently. I think this is the one that is getting the most wrist time among my collection right now. Cool. Yeah.
yeah. Rene, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. So I'm wearing a Speedmaster.
Yeah. Nice.
Just because I missed
Now
it, I haven't-
discontinued Speedmaster. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
now
now
the
discontinued
yeah.
this
Yeah,
Speedmaster
yeah.
on a rubber strap.
Nice.
What rubber strap is that?
What rubber strap is this?
I've never seen it before. It's like aftermarket or what?
Yeah, it's an aftermarket. I think this is uh Barton.
Barton.
I
Oh, it's a
forgot, sorry.
button.
It's a
Okay,
Barton.
okay. Cool. All right, Tim.
I'm wearing Black Bay
Oh, okay.
58 with a green button strap.
Nice. I'm also rocking BB58, but on this is actually a strap coat aftermarket oyster bracelet. I think it looks at least in my take it looks nicer than the default riveted bracelet that the BB58 comes in.
Yeah, I never liked the rivet, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
The fall rivet is always like either you like it or you hate it. I guess. Yeah. A lot of people say
Yeah.
it's not meant to be there. I mean, it's supposed to be vintage inspired looking, but because it's fall, it's like I don't know. But to me, I don't really mind it. It does not bother me because you don't notice it as well, right? If you don't
Yeah.
if I wear it, I barely notice that basic the rivets. So yeah. No big deal for me. But yeah, one thing, team, you if this particular lockdown continues, you need to invest in webcam, man. Yeah. Yeah.
that I'll get a new laptop.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. So, talking about 2020, right? Let's talk about maybe watch purchase in 2020, right? So, I personally have I would say three. Yeah, three. I think I
Wow.
purchased three. Yeah.
Damn.
The first purchase that I did was the Datejust, my first Rolex, right? The Datejust 36 in black, white gold bezel.
First many, right?
I hope so. If I can buy it, yeah. If Rolex is listening, my bank account may not be ready, but my credit card is certainly ready. If I can just buy it, yeah. So yeah. My first ever Rolex. Hopefully more to come. Yeah, it's a milestone purchase, right? It's I've been longing for one for quite a while, and I walked into a store right after the first MCO. Clearly remember that. I think it's the first weekend after MCO. And walk into there, I have, in a way, tell them that I'm very keen to purchase a blue Datejust 36, right, in this particular configuration. But I've been waiting for quite a while. I didn't get an answer and everything. And I walked into the store and this was available, right? And I'm not sure if any of you has been into a Rolex store lately. it's very hard to come by, even a piece like this, right? You would think that yes, it's quite easy to attain a Datejust steel white gold bezel, but till now, more than half a year already, I've been walking into multiple Rolex stores and I haven't seen a single unit. So I sort of view it like it's fated for me to have it. And the bonus thing of it is, well, one thing that I'm really happy I got this is it comes with a card that actually still has your name. It's the old Rolex card, right? Right after this, I think just maybe 1 or 2 months or sometime, just some short time right after this, they changed to the new card, which I personally don't like it because it just in a way kind of like promotes the gray market where there's no name involved. But yeah, so I'm never ever gonna sell this watch right now because it has my name with the warranty card in there.
Was
Right.
there a reason why they removed the name on the
I have
card?
no idea. Yeah, to me it's really odd that you remove things like that, but I don't know. Yeah.
I
So
thought they were strongly discouraging grey market and all that, right?
yeah. So
Hmm.
we have no idea, but yeah, really good piece. Not worn as frequent as I would like to. At first I was babying it because it's I think it's one of the biggest purchases I've made. But after I decided to wear it often, I feel that it may not be as of a versatile piece as I'd like it to be, right? So that's why one of the
Yeah.
reasons why I didn't wear it as often. The second purchase I made was the Back Bay GMT, which is also a random purchase. I walked into a store, AAD, with one of my friends to help him make his first Swiss purchase, an Omega Aquaterra, and just strike the conversation with my dealer that I've bought a couple of pieces from him before, right? And he said that, oh, he told me that, oh, there's a BBGMT coming in. Someone put off of that his order. He decided to make a bigger purchase instead, and it will be here in 2 weeks if I want it. So I actually went back, sleep on it. Couldn't sleep. Couldn't stop thinking about it for the next 2 days. I consulted you guys as well. Should I get it or should I not get it, and so on.
Yeah.
And the fun story is when I make my first luxury purchase, it was actually between the BB50. I mean the BBGMT and the Speedmaster, and then I got the Speedmaster instead. So I have been actually longing for a GMT for quite a while. Just got a thing for a Pepsi configuration. And I think after that 2 days, I just say, all right, this is it. I just gotta get it. I just buy first thing later kind of mentality, and I got it. And it right now is spending the most, having the most race time among my collections, right?
Yeah.
And then the last one I got is it's just still in the box. Is the it's also quite an impulse purchase. The Hodinkee John Mayer G-Shock, right?
Yeah.
I signed up for the release. I waited to the actual release on the dot. Got it in like 2 minutes, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would wear it or do I keep it or what. I really don't know because it's quite a. I'm not really
Too big,
sure.
is it?
Yeah, it's quite big. But it's meant to be big. It's meant to be casual. I'm not sure if it's actually my kind of watch. So at this point, it's still sitting in the box right now. So I'll decide what I want to do later. Yeah, but definitely,
Alright.
I think once the MCO lifted, we will probably do an unboxing when we have our proper live podcast for the next episode. Yeah,
We should.
Yeah.
Curious to see what it looks like as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that is my overall roundup. My total 3 purchases in 2020. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let me go next. Personally, I don't think I spent nowhere as near as much as you, James. I got my Alpinist earlier. I think it was very early in the year, in the 2020, the last year. I think it was in like January. Got it for quite a good price. I think it was. I can't really remember what it was. It was under a deal, so it was pretty cheap from Amazon Japan directly.
Right.
Yeah, so I got that, and then that was my first purchase of the year last year, and yeah, I wore it quite a lot at first. I mean, as with all new watches, and James, you mentioned you're wearing your Pepsi a lot, so I was wearing it quite a lot also back then. And back then, we weren't in lockdown. We got to go to the office, and I thought it was particularly well suited for business casual. So I wore it quite a lot. And another piece that I got was the Casio, or better known as the GA2100 in a stealth colorway. So the story behind it is that James was kind enough to sell it to me at pretty much cost price, whereas he was, he could have made a profit on it, but yeah. Thanks for selling it to me, and it's been well utilized, so definitely didn't go to waste. It's been pretty much on my wrist almost every weekend. Probably it's like a typical Saturday watch that I'll slap on, go out for a beer. I don't have to worry about damaging it. So it's been quite consistently on my wrist on Saturdays mostly.
Yeah.
And then apart from that, pretty much just straps, the usual, right? The cheapest way to get a new watch is to buy a strap. So I've been, as usual, spending on straps quite a bit, and purchased a new leather strap from the Griff as well. I think you guys know that I like to get it off this guy, the Griff, DEGRIFF. He makes custom leather straps that are to your measurement. So everyone has different wrist size. So you basically tell him your wrist size, even down to what stitching that you like, what kind of patina that you want or aging that you want on the leather strap. In fact. And he'll do it for you. Service has always been great and always been happy. I think Rene, you have, was it 1 or 2 straps from him as well, right? We bought it together at the same time. So yeah, it's not a paid sponsorship, but yeah, shout out to the Griff.
We would gladly accept any sponsorship if anything.
So not much new watches from my end. It's just those 2. Yeah.
Just those 2.
Just those 2.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, my BB58 was late 2019, I believe. Yeah, so it doesn't count.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Rene.
Okay. So for my first purchase for 2020 is this IWC Spitfire 39mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's also my first IWC. So I really wanted this when it was released back in 2018. So I waited for 1 year just to see if anyone will be selling it used. But unfortunately, no one. So I needed to buy brand new. So I also bought it just in time because I got a new job offer. So I just used that opportunity to get a new watch.
Is any reason to buy a new watch, right?
That's actually interesting because when I bought my Datejust and a GMT as well, it's both coincidentally the start of my new job. And interestingly, I had 2 new jobs for this year, so I sort of used that as an excuse as well to get the pieces I wanted.
Sounds like I need to look for a new job, right?
Okay.
Then my next purchase for 2020 and my last purchase is this Seiko Prospex 62 Mass SPB 143. There's a lot of reviews about this. Everyone's raving about it. And it just so happened that I also missed my Black Bay 41, but I didn't want to spend that much money on a dive watch. Black Bay, yeah. So someone sold it in the Malaysia Watch forum. He used it for 2 weeks, but he said he didn't like the bracelet because it was too thick. So he sold it for like 500 off, I think. So I just took it.
Yeah, and right now, correct me if I'm wrong, the prices shot up after you bought it, right?
I'm not sure. I haven't checked.
This is spoken like a true watch fan, right? You buy it to wear it, you don't buy it to know its value. Good man.
So that's your most recent purchase then, Rene?
Yeah, that's my most recent purchase. But of course, when I saw Harn's Black Bay 58, Tim's Black Bay 58, it's still nowhere close to it.
Well,
but
it's a different.
In terms of money for value, though, that Seiko, it's really good for its price.
For Seiko, it's a very good quality, I would say.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. So James is still in the lead in terms of.
There's no
expenditure.
competition, right? We're not putting on.
By a mile, I would say by a mile. Tim?
So actually, I was thinking back, and I actually also bought 3 watches this year.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I bought my store used back in December, but because I bought it off a seller in Singapore, I only got it in January the next year when I went to Singapore to collect it. So that is actually the first watch of the year. And then thank God I managed to went to Japan before the whole COVID situation. So I got the Casio as well. Same like Harn's, but except it's not the full stealth
The white hands.
version.
Yeah.
Yes,
Black and
the
white.
white hands. Yeah. I know a lot of people like the stealth, but to be honest, I really want to see the time. So, so I'm fine.
Aesthetic
without the
versus
stealth.
legibility. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I wear it when I drink, because I never need to know the time when I drink, right?
Or you
But
rely on the
there's-
digital time, right?
Yeah, there's a
Or
digital.
rather-
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the last purchase was the BB58 as well, and back in August. So it's been almost half a year with the watch, and I think this used to be the one that is the one that I wear the most. But now with the whole MCO again, the watch that I wear the most is the Casio. Every time when I do workouts or jog. So yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Have you guys been wearing watches during the lockdown? Because I think since the lockdown on like what it was about like one week, 1.5 weeks ago. This is the first time I actually put up watches. I had never had any reasons to wear any watches being at home. Yeah, I don't know about you guys. Yeah.
I normally wear at home. Even since the first MCO, I'll just wear it anyway, because I guess out of habit, always have a watch on my wrist, to the point where even my skin tone is different where the watch rests on my wrist. But yeah, depends. Really, lately, I think I don't know, maybe my work's been a little bit crazy. Sometimes I forget, because I need to like switch watch. I tend to wear a different watch every day, just so that I get the rotation and then give them all equal wrist time. So sometimes I do forget, but yeah, most days I would put on a watch.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So we've talked about 2020. So moving on to 2021. Right. What are the next grill or next thing to look forward to, the next plans and so on for you guys?
Good question. Harn, maybe you can answer first.
Wow, I don't know. I was just thinking. I don't really have, to be honest, and I don't know. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. First of all, and number two, I don't know is whether because we've been in lockdown for a lot of time and we don't really get to go out that much and have any like watch events, like meeting people and looking at new watches, watch meetups, right? Basically, and I think the last time when I got to do that was a long time ago, organized by Matic Blog, and that kind of experiences is, I guess, what I've been missing for a long time. And by going to those events, I think I learned a lot about new watches and everything. And now I just kind of feel like my knowledge base is just still the same. I mean, apart from meeting with you guys and when you guys buy new watches, then I get a bit more exposure, but it's incremental compared to in the past where we get to go out a lot more. And for example, we were all supposed to go for that Omega Speedmaster event. Yeah, I think that would also, although it's a Speedmaster event, but I'm pretty damn sure we would meet people, talk about watches, be exposed, and when we look at something on someone's wrist and we ask, oh, what's that, right? And then, yeah, so I don't know. I really feel like this year, so far anyway, I haven't eyed on anything, or maybe I don't know, maybe I'm just being a bit more frugal, but yeah, I haven't met or seen a watch that I've been eyeing for lah. Yeah, so I guess I'll continue to be saving up for something.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
For myself, I'm trying to personally resist the urge on spending, because like I mentioned, I probably spent too much in 2020, right? On average, my plan would be one big purchase a year, right? And I made two last year spontaneously, which isn't good for my wallet for sure. So if it the only thing at this point of time that would cause me to make an impulse purchase, it's if I somehow manage to get my hands on a Explorer One retail, right? The reason why I really want to get an Explorer One right now is because my senses are telling me that Explorer One is going to get discontinued next year. Right, that's just my sense. I think they're going to move everything to 41 millimeters. The 39 millimeters will be then be discontinued, and I really want to get my hands on that. I don't want to make the same mistake that I made from hesitating to get the OP39 white, and I can now no longer able to get it. Right, so that's one. And obviously, if I get a sub or GMT Master 2 or something via retail, then that's a no-brainer as well. I would definitely get it. Aside from that, I'll probably just chill and see what happens to like the end of the year or maybe even 2022. But
But
that's
with that being said, right?
Mhm.
So is it more of the fact that you're predicting that, for example, when you talk about the Explorer One, so are you wanting it more because you think that the demand is going to shoot up because it's going to get discontinued, or I mean, or do you also like the aesthetics of it? I mean, it's always been regarded as the one watch collection, the perfect watch for a one watch
Yeah.
collection, right? So is it also that, right?
To me, it's like I always envision myself to have one on an Explorer One in the future. Um, but it's sort of like it's always there, and it's not like a super high hard to get piece compared to a sub or a GMT and so on. So it's never a really an urgency to really push for this, right? However,
Yeah.
because of that lingering thought of it being discontinued is sort of the priority of it being pushed up
Yeah.
among other watches and so on, right? That's why since then I've been trying to go to multiple different ADs and so on to see
Yeah.
if I can build my relationship with them and try to get that piece. But it hasn't been easy so far, so we'll see. But I'm always pro getting it retail. So if I can't get it, I will not buy it through a gray market. If I can't get it, I can't get it, I guess. Then the next piece will come, right? So and the next one as well. I'm not sure if I should consider this as my 2020 purchase or my 2021 purchase because I told you guys right. I actually put down
Yeah.
a deposit for the Snoopy Speedmaster, right? The third iteration of it. Um, so I paid a deposit for that to get on the list. Some people may disagree with it and stuff, but to me, I think it's fair. It's just a deposit to secure the place and everything, and the timeline given to me it's 2 years to get that watch, right? So that's going to
Wow.
be a very interesting piece. That's going to be super unique. Um, and one thing
So you have to pay
yep.
like a 20% deposit, was it?
So it's 30 plus thousand ringgit for the watch, I
Yeah.
believe. I paid
Yeah.
five as the
Okay.
deposit, right, to secure the watch. Um, and I would say that looking at this experience in comparison to Rolex and so on, I would say I very much appreciate the
Mm.
transparency from Omega,
Yeah.
right?
But is
Definitely.
it like guaranteed? Like they guarantee that they'll get it to you in 2 years?
Yes. So it's 2 years or earlier, right? So that's
Mm.
the conservative timeline is 2 years and potentially even earlier if possible. There's that particular branch that I went to, that particular store has 21% in the list and so on. So it's very
Mm.
much a transparent process, and you know what you're getting yourself into, and there's no such thing as like interest list, you buy more you get it, and whatsoever, which the whole bunch of bullshit that you get from Rolex and so on, right? Which is something that I, to be honest, I don't really appreciate it. It's like at this point it's fair, it's straightforward, it's you know it's probably even it's probably even produced less than a Submariner, to be honest.
Yeah, pretty damn sure. Pretty
Yeah,
damn sure.
I can't confirm it, but this is just my sense, and you know that you're able to get it right. I mean, you know that not half of the stock just went into a bunch of gray market, someone that brings it to the gray market and so on. It actually know who gets into it, and you know that you stand a chance to get into it. You as a consumer would able to buy the watch, right? Right, you're actually being treated as a consumer rather than just going to an empty
For the retail
Rolex
price, right?
store and tell you that, oh no, I'm not sure you can get it, and so on. So in that sense, I actually really appreciate the experience, even for such a high demand watch as a Snoopy, right? So
Yeah.
we'll see. Yeah, so I think that's um, tentatively my plan for 2021. Yeah.
So what happens, James, if they cannot give it to you within 2 years?
Yeah. Or what happens if the retail price of the watch goes up?
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know. Right. To be honest, my probably should have asked this question. But if the price went up, I assume my assumption is that I have to pay the difference. I don't think
Yeah.
there's any
Most
lock
likely.
in for price and
Mm.
everything. And
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
ask me, I'm willing to pay the difference. I mean, it's pretty much a how often does the price hike? It's like every 1 or 2 years, right? It's quite often anyways. Yeah, I think
Mm.
it's fair. It's not too a big deal for me, as long as I do get a watch. I think it's okay. But if they can't get it within 2 years, I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about that. Basically, I'm just parking my 5,000 there, not getting any interest or anything. They better help me. They better be able to help me get some interesting piece after that. Right? So I'm not sure. I to be honest, I don't even want to think of it. I'm looking like positively right now. I'm gonna get a watch within 2 years. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't
Maybe
know,
less time than that.
being naive or being ignorant or what, but yeah, I'm not thinking about that aspect right now. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a cheap piece, so I don't think, like you said, right? There's only 20 plus people in the list, so
Mhm.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get it in due time, lah.
But
Yeah,
how
I
much
also.
is it selling? How much is it selling now in Chrono 24? I think
Accrued
it's
94,
still
there's a
like
couple of listings for over 120, 130,000 ringgit.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yes.
wow.
But I'm not sure. The price may drop down because right now there's only a handful of people have it, right? Because it releases in batches. I think as more and more being made available to the public, the price probably will go down. Um, and probably the question that people ask me is, will I sell that piece or not? I think that's going to be an interesting question. Personally, I don't know. It certainly will be very tempting, but then I don't know. But it also makes it a very interesting piece to hold, right? Because of the value
Is this
of it
serial
is.
number? Is
It's not
it like
numbered. It's not numbered.
not fixed? Okay, so it's
No.
it's not a limited edition per se.
No, it's not limited edition. It's just limited production.
Special edition.
In a way, it's like
Yeah.
the Air White 321, right?
Mhm.
It's not a limited edition, but it's limited in production because there's
Yeah,
only
yeah,
one person making the watch. My assumption is that the Snoopy is not going to be an easy. I mean, it's not going to be easy to produce, right? Because of the case back, right? The
yeah,
enamel case back and everything. And it's probably going to take a lot of process in order to craft it
yeah.
out. And if I'm not mistaken, because if I'm mistaken, it is enamel, I think, and because of or maybe that's just the other Snoopy's. I'm not sure, one or the other, but because it's enamel, every single piece will look different. Like the stars, the dot, and everything. It's not a template. It's being placed
Hand drawn.
differently. Yeah, so that will be interesting, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But we'll see. We'll see when the piece come. When the piece do come eventually, I can definitely say that we're gonna do an unboxing for that piece. Yeah,
yeah.
for
You
everybody.
probably
Yeah.
need a champagne for that as well.
Yeah. We'll see
I
what
don't think you
happens.
should sell it, James, if you ever get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It's
that is the I think I would say there's always the two side of me, right? The watch side of James will always say that, all right, you shouldn't eat your words, you shouldn't promote like the gray market and everything. A watch lover should always just keep the watch and enjoy it. But then the more rational business side of me says that that is essentially what 3 or 4 times my money, right? And it's you can't deny that it's a very very big sum of money, right? I can probably buy 2 3 watches with it and still keep some spare change and so on. So just to be very transparent, I totally do not know
Well,
what I want to do with it. Yeah, we'll
you
see when the time
well, the
comes.
best way is to not know, like what Rene is doing, right? He doesn't even know how much his watch is worth, so he'll never
Uninstall
start
Chrono
with it.
24 right now and then just
Yeah, he
don't
never
think about it, right?
don't even check, right? That's the best. But anyway, yeah, you should overlay the watch so our viewers know what it looks like. Beautiful
Definitely,
piece.
definitely. When the time comes,
Beautiful
for
piece.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, how about you guys, Rene and team?
For me, I think I'm like Harn now. I don't really know what to get, and majority of the reason is because I don't also meet people around. Cause me talking to watch people like at work especially, right? Like I think they're very big influence to my decisions,
Yeah.
right? And in formal events as well, when you meet other people in formal events, then you start talking about watches.
See, yeah, formal events is the big one.
Yeah, so and I think my watch collection now is sufficient enough for me to use.
Officially enough.
More than sufficient. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
actually, I
normally
feel well, yeah.
normally when I want to buy a new watch, I normally think when am I gonna wear it, and what clothes will I wear with it. But since we're all like locked down, then I don't see a reason for buying
Home
new
watch.
watches. Home watch.
Thing that you can
Just start
wear.
buying
I don't
clocks
know.
instead. Yeah. The what's that? The reversal that you saw for your trip. Yeah, you probably can get one of those. Yeah, the reversal
The wall
clock. Yeah.
clock.
Home watch. Yeah.
Yeah, so probably I'll be spending my savings somewhere else, which
Fair
is
enough.
gonna
Fair
right,
enough.
right.
Okay, too.
And I have an
Oh,
agreement with
sorry.
my wife that I shouldn't exceed 5 watches.
Oh, okay.
And how many
How many?
watches
Yeah,
do
how
you
many do
have
you have
now?
now?
How many do I have now? Yeah,
You got your
5. I have 5 now, plus one
Oh,
G Shock.
I thought you have
you
more.
can't count your G Shock, mate.
Yeah. So I have my.
Oh, so you have
I have
five.
5. I have 5
Okay.
now.
Your pilot, your Rolex, your
Explorer,
Explorer, your
the Seiko,
Grand
two
Speedmaster,
Seiko.
Seikos.
My Speedmaster. Then I have 2 Seiko.
your two Seiko.
Ah, yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, team.
Um, actually, there's 3 watches I have in mind. The 3 that I keep going back to. Probably the one that I will get first is the Oris Big Crown Pointer Bit Green Dial in bronze. I
Oh.
really like the watch.
Okay.
And the green dial and the bronze case, it really works. So still trying to see when I will get it. I mean, I've spoken to a couple of dealers and they have the stock, but it's just a matter of when to pull the plug. And probably the bigger purchase is still the same Grand Seiko Heritage Collection, the one with the blue dial, but the snowflake texture dial.
Yeah.
Is that attainable?
So far when I talked to the dealers that I've been in touch with, there is still stock, but it's getting harder and harder lah. So every time they will only order one piece, and then usually it's gone like within a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But it seems like every month there has been demand lah. But I don't know how long that will last before it becomes like a limited.
I mean, it's a limited it's a limited piece or what?
No, it's not a limited piece. It's part of the collection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It shouldn't be a
Yeah,
problem,
so-
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to get it, definitely shouldn't be an issue. It's just how long you have to wait for the next batch to
Fair
come
enough. Fair enough. Okay. Cool. Right. So looking at the, I think one of the I'm not sure if you say lucky or not lucky, but I think also one of the reasons why I can probably afford these two watches as well, it's because of MCO. I mean, of the whole lockdown situation as well. Because, like Rene mentioned, because like there's no traveling and everything. Essentially, these watches, one of these watches is my travel funds that I usually go on every year, right? So that's been converted into watches instead for this year. Yeah, so
Mm.
we'll see what happens next year and so on. What we're gonna do, and I think as a group of watch enthusiasts, we always encourage or try to persuade each one of us to get new watches, right? Either to push it for their own happiness or to selfishly wanting to have a closer look into the watch as well. So being part of the in a way our for us to be able to enjoy it together as a group. So yeah,
Yeah.
cool. All right. So yeah, interesting. That's going to be 2020. How interesting how it looked back from 2020 and now 2021 as well. And interesting to see how this actually pans out in come December this year. Once reflecting on all this and what we talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really weird not seeing any new watches out there apart from the ones that between the four of us because we meet for this podcast. But really, apart from that, I don't get to see any new watches, which is a bit sad now that I think about it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's good on your wallet, so that's one way. Think about it.
Yeah.
So helps to save for the next grill, I suppose.
yeah. Fair.
All right, right. Okay, so moving on to topics, right? It could be from anybody and so on. But I think one thing I want to talk about is to sort of get you guys' thoughts on the latest news that I saw today. I'm not sure if you guys seen it. The new Zenith watch, the new Zenith Primero,
Right.
the so-called Daytona. It looks essentially the El Primero face on a Daytona-like case and bracelet and so on. I'm not sure if you guys seen it, but to me that is really, really, really beautiful. Definitely caught my eye, and if anything, if I have spare change to buy, I'll definitely get it. I think that's a very interesting chronograph watch to get, especially if you can't get a Daytona. That's a pretty damn good next option.
I'm just looking at it for the first time now.
Yeah,
This is a Chrono
I've
Master
seen it.
Sport, right?
yeah, that's
yeah.
the one.
Looks pretty cool.
It's really good. It might be a little bit big. Now if there's a side by side picture, I think it's 41. If I'm not mistaken, the Zenith. But overall, the design is really nice. I like that 3-color subdial.
The subdials, right? Yeah.
The push button looks a bit unguarded, though. You know what I mean?
Fair
I
enough.
feel like, yeah. I mean, anyway, that's nitpicking, and I don't know. And for me, I mean, it's the design of the El Primo as well with the overlaid subdials.
Mhm.
I don't know, just never really something that I really enjoyed.
Fair
Like
enough.
for me,
Fair
the speedy subdials are like perfect. Right, even the Daytona one, they don't overlap, right? So I think, yeah. But then again, that's a design thing. It's some people like it, but yeah, I think for me, and I
But-
never really took to that overlaying subdials.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Zenith El Primero, the frequency that the subdial moves is faster, right? Compared to the Speedmaster.
What do you
Higher
mean?
frequency, you mean?
Higher beat?
Higher vibrations per hour.
It's a higher
Yeah.
beat.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, the El Primero movement is known for that, right?
It's
36,000.
faster, right? It's more fluid. That's what I remember. Okay.
Yeah, and for just like a fact as well for those who don't know it, basically the first Daytona was actually using a Zenith movement for that, right? It's being not like for like, but they basically re-engineer it for that's what they call it, the Zenith Daytona, right? So that's interesting, and then now we have the Zenith that sort of mimics the Daytona, which sort of like comes full circle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, looking at the side by side now, yeah, I think the crown guards on the Rolex makes it looks a lot more balanced. I guess that's why I mentioned earlier the push button looks a bit odd. Yeah, and then now I look at the Rolex Daytona, it's because the crown guard makes it look more balanced, I guess.
I think I still prefer the 38mm El Primero
Yeah. Fair
because
enough.
probably it fits better in my wrist. It's closer to original, but this one, I think it's not bad as in a Daytona replacement, but I'm not sure the thickness of this. Do you know, James?
Oh, I have
How
no
thick
idea.
is it?
But have you guys seen the case
Okay.
back though? The case back is pretty thick. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not sure about the thickness, but that's something. Yeah, fair point. It's probably to be looked at as well. But yeah, the size 41. I'm not too sure. Whether it'll be too big or not, but at least from the pictures, then it looks a little bit big. But it may wear small. I'm not sure, but that's something to be seen in real life, if I ever
Oh,
get a chance to have a look at it. But it's definitely
Speedmaster
interesting.
too.
Yeah. But talking about Zenith, I recently went to a store. I think last month. I think, and I had a look at the Zenith Defy skeletons. That
Yeah.
to me that actually it's a really really nice piece. I think that I look at it as like I always thought that skeleton piece is actually really really gaudy. Never really a fan of it, but this Zenith Defy it's actually really nice. It's really like titanium case and everything. It's really really nice piece. I mean, if I ever look for a somewhat like a showy casual kind of piece, I think that's the piece I'm gonna look for as well.
But it's difficult to read the time, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. But you kind of admit that whole thing looks pretty cool actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Right. Like you mentioned about Speedmaster. So, what are your thoughts on the new Speedmaster? Right. I mean, the one that just launched and has made. And now three of us own a discontinued Speedmaster 1861 piece, which yeah, what do you call what's the like comparison between like the old and new and everything?
I
It's
don't know.
it's very interesting. I know that they reduced the thickness quite a bit as well, right?
Oh, they
I
reduced it.
think
I thought
that's
they increased it.
no, they reduced the
Oh
thickness.
shit.
It's yeah, so I was kind of envious of that because I always think that I mean, my wrist is small anyway, so I would want something that wears smaller. So yeah, they reduced the case size, the case thickness. Yeah, maybe you can Google that later. Yeah, and I'm not sure whether it's only on the Sapphire version, but I know that the Omega logo is applied. I know
It's
for
only
sure
for the
that
Sapphire. It's only
yeah,
for the
only for the
Sapphire.
Oh,
Sapphire.
only
Okay,
for
fine.
Sapphire. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh
fine. Okay,
man.
fine. So we didn't lose out much there because I'm never gonna
Yeah.
own I wasn't gonna buy a Sapphire version anyway
Yeah.
because has the light, right, the OG. Okay, so yeah, and I guess the step down, there's a step down now, right?
The
It looks
dial.
pretty cool. I think it adds a little bit of depth to the dial. But apart from that, I don't know the caliber. Okay, it's master chronometer, but I don't think it. Yeah, I think my Speedmaster at least runs pretty fine. I guess like plus 5 to 10 seconds a day. That's pretty decent. Yeah, but the thing is, the price point is increased. Well, I would say quite substantially, especially if you compare to what we paid for, right? So I guess if it comes down to it, is it worth the price hike? I don't know. I mean, I'm happy. Well, basically, if I look back, I'm happy with what. I'm sure you guys can attest to that as well. I'm definitely happy with what I paid for and what I got, as opposed to. I mean, if I'm in today's climate, not holding the Speedmaster that I do, I think I'll be in a harder position to decide if I want to buy it.
Well,
That's what I'm trying to say.
what is the price increase again? Is it like 15% or something like that? It was like
It's quite
Now-
huge.
3,000 ringgit, is it? Or more than that?
7,000.
Oh, 7,000.
No. Cause I think I had a chat with Quinton the other day. He said it's 24,000 now.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
wow.
not too bad, right? I mean, like the current before the Zoom Master Hassellight is about 2,500 or something like that.
But
Before
but they don't give discount anymore.
oh, they don't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's a huge difference then. That's a huge difference. Just for the
Probably-
new because of the hype, is it? I'm pretty sure they will do
Yeah,
eventually.
maybe.
Yeah, because it's new and everything, you probably don't get discount for it. I don't think it's that hype, anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, Let me just look at the price. I think it's
Well, you really need to talk about the bracelet though. The bracelet is really,
Oh, it's
really
beautiful.
good, right?
Yeah.
I think all of us talk about it previously as well. We really like the bracelet. I'm not too fan of
Oh,
the the claps. I don't really like that line thing. I actually like prefer
uh,
something like solid, but the overall the overall feel of the bracelet looks really nice. I like
yeah.
the lux is more in a way slimmed down as well. Oh yeah,
Mm.
overall I think
Tapered,
yeah,
tapered.
taper down yeah as
Yeah,
well. I
that's
like
why I
that.
was asking you whether it will fit our Speedmaster because I knew the case size was
Mhm.
slimmed down a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, the price is 25,800 retail, which is
25,000.
it's a lot. It's a lot. 25,800 retail.
the before that it was what 20 almost 21 for the Hasselite one, so it's about like 4 5,000 ringgit hike.
Your Harn, is that the price for a Hesalite or Sapphire?
Hasselite.
Oh damn, yeah, it's steep.
Hasselite is 25.8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right, so put it this way, right? Let's just say if someone is looking for a chronograph right now, and assuming that they can't get a discount on the Speedy, which is 25, what other alternatives can they get with that price range? I think Zenith El Perino comes to my mind for sure.
That's also expensive.
No, I think it's about the same, isn't it? It's about like 28 plus, but you do get discount, right?
For the El
Yeah,
Camaro?
but its
Yeah.
price is close, right?
Uh, yeah, but I think it's a better buy though. I mean, take out
Oh,
history
okay.
out of the way. I mean, the history you can't beat the Speedmaster for sure. I'm not sure. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not really a chronograph guy, but I prefer the Zenith El Camaro over the Seamaster.
really.
Fair
But
enough.
that's me.
That
Uh,
price range.
Actually, that's a good question.
good question.
If we break
I
it
also don't
down,
know.
IWC no. Oh, how about the not that popular, but the Tudor? Would you take this? The
Oh,
back
the
bay
Tudor
chronograph, the
chronograph.
back bay chronograph or
No,
chrono? No, no.
No,
no,
I think
no.
it's
no,
you.
no, no.
So
The
yeah,
Puma,
you're kind of back to the Speedmaster anyway.
Fair enough.
I think as if I didn't have a Speedmaster, I'll still pay for it.
Fair enough. Fair
Really,
enough.
that's
Yeah, I
pricey
guess.
though.
I mean the
I
value.
guess.
I'm sure the value will stay the same, right? For this, because it's having a new movement anyway, and this movement is a more modern movement, and probably you don't need to service as often. And considering the service cost, it's also quite expensive to service our
Yeah.
movement.
So if you want to buy the
Yeah.
old Hasselite model now, you can get it for the retail price is 20,450. But yeah, at least you'll get some discount on it. Yeah.
Mm.
Fair enough. Yeah, you. I mean, for those who are interested, definitely hurry up and you get it. Yeah. I'm definitely not selling mine, and I'm hoping somehow hoping that the price will increase for this as well. For hours at least. We'll see. Only time will tell.
Yeah. We're talking about chronographs, right?
Yeah.
I'll probably consider a Polaris, JLC Polaris,
Oh,
'cause,
Oh, yeah. That's a nice
chrono.
watch. Yeah.
but isn't that like crazy expensive?
Not too expensive. I think I can get it below 40 after discount, or around 40 after discount.
Yeah, this is like, dude, that's like a total different bar range, though. That's like, yeah, that's that's worse than the Zenith. I mean, in terms of the price, right? Oh man.
But what else can you get, right? If you if you get a Vacheron,
No, that's like
that's a
that's six
different. No,
digit.
that's totally
Yeah.
so far away from it, right?
Oh, do you guys know we're gonna get the a restaurant the 80 in Pavilion soon? I saw the sign come up.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, so I don't
No
believe we
idea.
have a VC 80
Yeah.
before, So that's probably gonna be a first.
Not within my spending range, so I don't know. But yeah, the new Speedmaster is actually 13 millimeters thick. The old one, the one that we have, is about 14.
Oh,
So
Oh, really?
I think that's quite a difference, right?
it's 14.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that thick, to be honest.
Yeah, just
It
shy
just
of
doesn't
14.
feel thick because it goes underneath your
Yeah,
skin,
Yeah.
right?
like the BBGMT is 15, 15 or
Yeah,
16.
I mean
Yeah.
because the BBs is like, how to say, it's
There's a
just one
flat step
block.
there, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The Speedmaster has a lot of steps, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Fair enough.
yeah, that's why people always say, like, the dimensions is one thing, but the Speedmaster's design always makes it wear smaller.
Fair enough. Huh. Okay. Interesting. But yeah.
Mm.
We'll see how it goes. I guess it's too early to say how this will go, but definitely there's quite a bit of hype. Um, I don't think it will change the game too much. I don't think the Speedmaster will suddenly become like a really hot piece and so on. I think eventually it will still be in the same place that how it was previously, just in a higher price tag.
But it's just a difficult position for all the newbies out there who wanted
Yeah.
to enter the watch game, because like normally we will recommend a Speedmaster, right? Because it's like an affordable luxury piece
Yeah.
with a rich history in
Ah.
it. And then suddenly the price is like this. How can you justify it?
Fair enough, I guess.
That's why I said, like, if I was in that position now, where I don't have a Speedmaster, like back then, that's a lot of a harder position for me. Back then, I bought it, well, quite well. I mean, if you compare the price now, it's a huge difference. So it was kind of, yeah. Even then, I need to sleep on it, but it was a fairly easy decision to make. But now, that's why if I look at the price now, wow, if I was new to the game and wanted to drop that kind of money on it,
Oh,
it's
wait.
quite daunting.
So that's the next good question, right? So let's just say, someone come up to us, right? Let's put a price of say a speedy after discount. Let's say 17,000, right? They have 17,000 ringgit to play with. They're looking for a good piece to start off with, right? They don't know what they're looking for and everything. It's up to us to recommend to them. To get started into their journey of watch, right? What would you recommend for them to get with 17,000 ringgit?
Well, I guess it depends on what they're going to use it for, right? How many watches they own. I mean, what do they see? I mean, if it's your first piece, well, technically, I guess you will want something a bit more versatile.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if we're going with the assumption that it's your first piece, then yeah, you want something that's more versatile, I guess. Nothing too crazy, and yeah, something you can dress up and down. Something that's like a strap monster, which is
DB58.
58.
Actually, I wouldn't even say the
58.
58. I would say what's the one that without a bezel? 36, is it? Call it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
BB 36.
DB,
Like Bay 36. Yeah.
Yeah, the one. I would probably recommend that, to be honest. That is versatile. Right. It sort of looks like an explorer a little bit. Yeah. Oh, I should go for that.
Yeah.
That's pretty affordable as well, to be honest. It's less than 10. I think it's like 7, 8 or something. I can't remember. That's a good piece.
Or with that budget, you could experiment a lot of different styles with something a bit more affordable.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it depends, right? Are you looking to just buy one piece?
Wait, 17K.
17 is a lot to play with, I guess, if you're new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably 2-3 watches.
Yeah.
Fair enough,
but if
I'm-
you want a luxury
Yeah.
brand, then what will you recommend?
Yeah, so I'm going with the perception that like for example previously we were able to give someone the Speedmaster, which is you have that it covers a little bit of everything, right? You have that brand image, you have the luxuriness, you have the history, you have the versatility, you have a good watch with good movement, so you sort of get a little bit of everything, right? So that sort of comprises everything. With like Tudor, you got maybe a design, you got a good watch and stuff, but you don't really have the history. I wouldn't say you have the brand image as well, at least not to non-watch enthusiasts. Yeah, so try to see that what is going to be the next replacement for the previous Speedmaster, or where it stands previously, and the sort of the stuff it's able to provide for a new for someone new.
This became a Speedmaster appreciation.
I'll go with a different choice. One thing that comes to mind that I was really eyeing, also luxury watch, was the Breitling Super Ocean Heritage. That is a nice watch.
That's pretty nice,
And
yeah.
it's not, as rugged because it's a heritage inspired, so you can kind of pass off as a dress watch, but it's still got the sportiness vibe to it because it's still a dive watch. But yeah,
How much is it, Tim?
I think it should be less than 20. I'm pretty sure it's less than 20.
With
But
the-
whether it's less than 17, I'm not so sure.
With the Milanese bracelet, right?
Yeah. Well, that is a good watch. Yeah.
Mhm.
I always thought it was quite nice.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Breitling, yeah. Breitling is like, you want to get a pilot watch, I guess. I don't know. I mean, that's just my perception.
Yeah, I think you look at it, it's really not much choices available. At least that one can think of.
Speedmaster?
Yeah, the Speedmaster obviously, but
Still the Speedmaster.
Yeah.
Seamaster,
one.
Seamaster,
Oh,
Seamaster.
Seamaster is 20 plus as well, right?
Yeah, it's 20 plus.
Yeah, it's definitely pricier than the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speedmaster.
It's okay. It's not too bad. I probably, if I look at it, I'm really not sure. There's as in terms of everything, you can find a little bit of everything, but in terms of getting something that comprises of like the very good versatility, not much, to be honest. Is that I think of?
Yeah, what else can you go for, right?
Yeah. Because thinking of like couple of watches, if you want like formal, you can probably go with Cartier. You want some sportier ones, you can go with the likes of Tudor or Tag.
What about Oris Aquas?
Oh, yeah.
Oris.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't know why I say Tag.
Not
We're
bad.
supposed to talk about Oris, not Tag. Sorry.
Yeah.
Tudor, Oris. Yeah.
But the quality of Oris compared to Tudor is quite disappointing. I mean, when
Oh,
you compare
really?
side by side.
I never
Yeah.
held an Oris in my hand before.
What do you mean? You mean which one is disappointing?
The finishing. Just
Oris.
curious.
The quality of Oris is a bit disappointing when you compare it
You
side
mean
by
like
side
what?
to
The
Tudor.
finishing or
Yeah. The feel in your hand and the finishing, just the way you hold it.
Have you owned an Oris?
No,
It's
but
just-
I wanted to get an Oris last time.
The Aquas, is it?
What's in an Aquis?
The diver?
I think it's
Diver
one of the
60?
divers. It's a diver. Not
The
the
diver
Aquis. Not the Aquis.
What's that? Diver
I forgot-
65
I
or whatever you call it.
Oh yeah, the diver 65.
Yeah.
Diver
okay.
65. Diver 65.
Yeah, I wanted that too.
With the dome.
With a dome. With
I
dome.
like the
piece.
bronze
Yeah.
one. The bronze one is really nice. At least the look of it, yeah. To be honest, I think looking at stuff, I would probably I'll probably steer the direction into a vintage piece, to be honest, at that price and stuff. If you can't get anything, there's a lot more options to play with in the vintage scene, right?
You could get a Grand Seiko. Yes.
It does it's a very much. I wouldn't say it's a good first watch though. It's very hard, a little bit hard for them to appreciate it, because I think if coming from like a newcomer, right? Your first watch that you buy and everything, you coming from an angle that you are not you might not be able to fully appreciate the watch yet due to the knowledge you have, right? So you sort of want a little bit of everything, which I say brand image is one of it. A Grand Seiko doesn't give you that. Everybody says, "Oh, you wear a Seiko" and stuff like that.
Well.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
Not for the true fans.
Yeah, so I think Grand Seiko is a good watch. Don't get me wrong. I want a Grand Seiko, but I think it's very much made purely for a watch enthusiast, and not for everybody.
Yeah.
No, but I don't think anyone who doesn't know watch would know the difference
Mm-hmm.
between
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
Seiko or a Seiko.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say look into vintage. Yeah, because vintage Rolexes, vintage Hoyer or whatever. I think you can
Vintage
get.
Omega.
Oh yeah, for sure. Vintage Omega. You can probably
Mm.
fetch a
I always
decent one.
thought the vintage Omega Seamaster always looks like really nice.
The Seamaster without the
Yeah.
that looks like a dress watch.
Well, basically, it's not
Yeah,
a diver, right?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Seamaster started off as a dress watch, you know.
yeah.
So
Mm.
yeah, those vintage Seamasters, right, which are not diver watches.
I think there's really a lots of pieces. Yeah, probably. But yeah, it really makes me think like the at that price point, that Speedmaster, what it offers in terms of a little bit of everything. I think that's. I don't think anyone can beat it. At least I'm calling it right now. Yeah, at least from my end. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe three of us out of the four here is a bit biased towards that as well.
Yeah.
But definitely, I look back and I felt like that's probably one of the better decisions I made in my life.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, it's like I when Harn told me about it or when he bought it and stuff, I was like,
Yeah,
at that
yeah.
point I was like, do I want to or not? And it's like, maybe not lah. I think it's just quite stupid to spend so much money on watches and stuff. And it's like, it's okay. And I bought it 1 year later, and it's like a good like 2,700
Yeah.
ringgit more expensive. So it's like, yeah, you
Yeah.
hesitate, then yeah, well,
And I think it's a chain reaction, I guess, because it started with Rene, and then Rene influenced me, and then I influenced you. So
yeah.
yeah, I think that's a good thing, right?
You also influenced Rosmar Harn.
Oh yeah.
One of our friends who
It-
got influenced
is that-
within
Is
like
that
24 hours
watch
to
that you
buy.
bought, Rocco?
Within 24 hours.
But did he expand his collection though? I don't know.
No.
He didn't.
That was
So
your
he
idea.
right?
one watch
Yeah.
collection.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, it's probably a smarter decision to be honest compared to us.
Yeah. He bought it at a good price because
as long as
it
you're
was
happy.
during the GST holiday at the time. It's really cheap compared to what it is today.
Mm.
Fair enough. All right. Okay. So I think that's enough. I think enough of Speedmaster for now. I think we talked a lot about Speedmaster.
Yeah.
Let's talk about expectations, right? What do you expect the likes from different watch manufacturer will bring to the table in 2021? I think we briefly touched on it a little bit in Rolex. My assumption is probably not expectation around what's your assumptions and what you predict and so on, right? I think the 39 Explorer will be gone. A couple of watches still with the old movement will probably get updated. I don't think anything too much over there, but yeah, the big one is going to be, for me at least, the Explorer one. That's sort of my predictions, at least that I can think of from Rolex's side. I'm not sure about other brands though.
I'm not sure. I don't know, because now you can't really have those like Baselworld and all that, right? So I wonder if watch companies, they are kind of holding back a little bit. I don't know. I'm just thinking, or are they just releasing stuff that they would have anyway?
I think it would, right? I mean, this year as well. Is there still many people in Basel right now? Is Rolex still there? I think quite a number of people pulled off already. Right?
No. They already left.
Yeah, right. So I don't. Yeah, it's. I think the question is Basel going to still be there in the next couple of years, right? But personally, I hope they'll be there. I personally want to travel there to have a look at it if I can. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think this will stop them in any ways or any form, right? Like this year, they released a whole bunch of range from the Rolex line. Tudor has the 58 Blue.
Mm.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of want to see more from Tudor in 2021, right? I don't think they did much aside. Aside from colors and everything like that, there needs to be a new watch, right? Come up
Probably
with
do something. Yeah,
Come
with
up with
the 58 movement, right? They could probably do something with that.
yeah, like a GMT in the 58 case, right? That's going to be big, right?
Yeah.
Something like that, right?
You probably
Everyone
sell,
wants that.
you probably
Yeah.
sell your GMT and go and get that one, right?
I don't know. I'll keep this. I'll keep this. Yeah. But I
two
don't know. Something.
Pepsis.
Something. They need something to bring into the line and so on, right? Like a new watch or something like that. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But
Or I don't know. Update the 41, make it thinner or something like that. Yeah. They need to do something. I don't think they need much aside from the 58 blue.
Mm.
And actually, the 58, I mean, the BB58 range has been kind of, it's already 3 years, right, since they launched BB58.
I think so. About that.
Mm.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, it's actually quite wild, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm not sure if you guys know this as well. It's getting more and more attainable as well, right? I mean, the hype is not as where it was previously, where you just can't get your hands on it. So yeah, I think they need to start spicing things up and start bringing them more to the table, right? I don't know, bring in a Tudor submariner, bring back the submariner or something like that. That would be
Oh, yeah.
amazing, right?
That would be
I would want
that
it.
would be my dream, I think. Go
And
back like a
finally,
Tudor submariner. Yeah.
Mm.
With the shield logo.
I miss the Rose logo. If they somehow come out with like like what Omega would did with like the trilogy piece, right? The old piece. They come out something like that, vintage Aspire with a Rose logo. I will be a sucker for it. I'll definitely buy it. Right? I really like the Rose logo. Come out with something, right?
Yeah.
You could even be a Black Bay 58, but just in a Rose
The
logo
Rose.
layout, limited edition or something like that. I'll be a sucker for it. Yeah.
Well, technically, you do get the Rose logo. It's just
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Crown. The crown, yeah.
on the crown. Yeah.
Yeah,
but most of the company strengths now are like just leveraging on their historical pieces, right? Because I think
Hype.
Great,
we rarely see like watch companies innovating nowadays. So maybe I would want to see more of those.
Mm.
Yeah.
Fair
So
enough.
who
the
who
future.
actually innovated recently, right? Like really innovated. I know. I'm just putting that question.
I don't know.
But I mean, to look at it, I think one of the biggest, not biggest, one of the good innovation or good change, I would say the Snoopy, right? It's not just a slab of colors and not slab of change and stuff like that. The case back is just, to me, it's magnificent, right? To me, that's
Yeah, but
Flying Snoopy.
yeah, but technically that's a case back though.
Yeah, but I mean,
Right,
there
you
is
know what I mean?
something, right? There is that it's not going into PowerPoint, changing the color layout, and here you go. So there's actually
Well-
design process involved, modifying the movement to cater to that as well. I think that's at least a minimum effort that I could appreciate, right?
Yeah, but arguably, if you look at it from the front, it does look like you just changed the
Yeah.
color palette, lah.
Fair enough. The front, it kind of. It's not the same case though. If you've seen the comparison,
But
it's
it's not the same case.
yeah, it's not the same case as a regular one. They at certain angle, I think the lux state is a different direction or something like that to get to it. So they I think one of the video by I think what's the channel Revolutions what by Waycall, he did the comparison for that, and they showed it. It's not just a slab of a regular case with a ceramic bezel and everything. It's a special case, but it looks very similar. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're gonna sell if you do get that, then do you think you'll sell your Speedmaster Professional?
No, I think that's too much sentiment value in there. My first piece and everything, so that's not gonna go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say the chances for the Speedy to go would be more than my Speedmaster.
The Snoopy will go before your Speedmaster.
Yeah.
Professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see my Speedmaster ever leaving my collection as well.
But you don't sell watches anyway, Harn, right? You just keep everything.
Yeah. I haven't sold a single watch. Yeah. Fair enough.
It's not like your shoes, right?
Yeah, shoes is different. Watches are living things. They're hard, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so aside from that, what more do you, um, what are you looking forward to? What like certain brands and so on? I'm expecting a whole flock of limited editions going to continue to come from Seiko. What
Yeah.
it did from like the Street
Seiko,
Fighter, Naruto, and everything. To me, I'm quite sick of it already. I'm not a fan of that. The colors and everything is like, I
I
mean,
don't
there's
know.
demand for it, but yeah, I'm not too fan of that.
It's cool, but I don't see it as something like very wearable.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
It's a fun watch lah, probably.
Yeah,
It's
it's a fun watch, I
summer fun
guess.
watch.
I don't
Yeah.
know, just not for me. But there are a lot of new designs that Seiko came up with, which is really cool. Like the Alpinist with the sand blasted dial
Hmm.
that doesn't have the compass. Those looks really cool as well. And yeah, I think yeah, it's nice that they're coming up with a lot of new designs, but at the same time, their price point is also creeping up to that level where people start to question whether it's still as value as, like, back in the day it's like it's a no-brainer. The value is there, right? You get an SKX or whatever, it's like, yeah, no-brainer. But now maybe people will start to question, like, oh, maybe I should top up X amount of money and get whatever other.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. I don't know. I think Grand Seiko needs to do um, something as well. I don't know what is their approach or what is their goals and everything, right? I mean, there's a couple of new GMTs that they released and so on. It's very nice, but it's very big. It's very thick and very big. I
I
don't
think those are
know.
the this is a signature size for Japanese
Yeah,
sports watches.
I guess.
if Grand Seikos weren't so big, I might be owning one right now.
Yeah. To me, like the white, is it white and blue GMT? Yeah, the this Grand Seiko. I can't remember what the color
The
combination
one
looked.
with the sapphire bezel, right?
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah. I
Yeah, that
really
is
like it.
really,
Yeah, I think it's a very
especially
nice
the
piece.
loop of the bezel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's just really big. And
But I guess you have to try it on your wrist lah,
I
because
tried it.
apparently. Oh, you tried it?
I tried
It's very
it.
huge.
Yeah, it really. I don't know. It just feels off. Looking at it in the glass case itself is very beautiful, right? But so I
Right.
think Seiko has one of the nicest design. The Zarasu polishing and everything is very good. I want to see more from them, catering to actual Asian sizes. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me or what, I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, aside from that, Speedmaster Omega wise,
More Speedmasters.
Yeah, I think that will happen.
every
There's more
every
Speedmasters.
more
it must.
Speedmasters, right?
One thing I'm hoping for updated Seamaster if possible. I think um, better colorways. I'm not too fan of all the wavy colors and so on. The only one that I actually like is the black bezel white dial Seamaster. I think that's very clean, right? But the bracelet, I can't take it because it doesn't taper at all.
Super chunky.
Yeah, it doesn't. I think it's like 22. I think is it. I can't remember, but it doesn't taper at all. I mean,
No, it's 20 as well, just that it
20.
doesn't taper.
Yeah,
Even
I
our
don't like it.
even our Speedmaster is 20 and doesn't taper.
Oh wait, really?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 18. It's 18. 20 to 18.
Yeah, no, okay. Yeah.
Really? I'm pretty sure our Speedmaster doesn't
Yeah.
taper.
It's 20 to 18.
Really?
It's just not obvious because it's not.
Okay, let me check.
I'll be surprised if it doesn't taper because I thought it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. I think they cover pretty much everything already. At least that's the big brands. Um, yeah. Yeah, other brands that are other bigger brands that is probably not worth talking about where we can't buy the watch. So I think this is the one that's sort of within our preview that we can talk about. But yeah, interesting to see how the year pans out and what new watches is going to be available. And what can we
Yeah.
buy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rene, I think you're right. It's 20 to 18. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
So that's
2018. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So then the C Master I think doesn't have a taper.
Yeah, the Seamaster doesn't have.
2020. Yeah.
And
So and
it looks
the
really good.
design makes it look like a yeah.
I think the design is
It's
okay, but it's just I don't know. I just
pretty
can't
thick.
stand anything that doesn't taper.
It's very thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But another thing that I'm probably be interested to look at is that how is the situation of Rolex going to be like in terms of demand? Not in terms of supply, right?
It's gonna be the same shit.
No, the AD part doesn't change, right? I'm talking about um, the gray market area because that's going to be interesting because I'm not sure if you guys kept abreast in terms of the gray market news and so on, but I think just probably a good 4-5 months ago, the prices shot up like mad, right? Before that, you can probably get a gray uh, sub no date for about maybe 34 if you get a good deal, but max about like 37, 38 you can get one, right? Now to get one is about like what, 43 or so. Explorer one retails 24. You're gonna pay over like what, 30, 32 for one, right? It just shot up like crazy, and apparently all the dealers are saying that it's very hard to get stock for whatever reason. I'm not sure if they're driving the price up and so on. And you would imagine during the COVID situation.
The normal OP is up.
Sorry, come again? Couldn't hear you there.
Even the normal OP
Yeah,
are
exactly.
out of
It's hard to-
stock, right?
It's
You won't be able to see them.
yeah.
What the normal OP you can't see them today. You can't buy them.
No.
Yeah.
And
No.
I'm not
This is
sure
a
if,
week.
No.
yeah, if you guys know about there was an auction a couple months ago. The price for like the yellow ones and so on, the red ones, the green one, they all fetch like over 30 plus thousand ringgit for a watch that retails for about 21 ish, right? It's just crazy right now, the prices for it, and I don't know what's going to be like and so on. I don't know, it sort of like turns me off to buy it. If I can't even buy a basic barebone Rolex OP, it's like it's just like I'm done with the brand actually. Yeah.
You should be, bro.
Yeah,
You've really
I
got
know.
your day job. You really got your
Yeah,
day job.
I'm happy. That's why I'm actually really glad I did get that. Right, that one piece and everything. That sort of like sales the experience and everything. But I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, and I was saying that it's surprising that all of this boom during the COVID season, right? You would assume that people would have less purchasing power to buy it or something like that. Or I'm not sure. Is it because of this, which further limits us Rolex's supply, which then caused the price hike for this? I'm not sure. So
And
that's
maybe
why.
most people like you didn't get to travel, so they spend all their money.
And all their
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very interesting to see where this is heading and so on. But immediately my thought is they probably need probably the likes of Omega or something like that to come in to the picture to really um, in a way drive up the competition. That's my personal thought of it, to sort of ease this situation. Otherwise, these things will get out of hand. Next thing you know, you got to pay like 40,000-50,000 to get an OP, right? And 100 grand to get a submariner. Right? That's just stupid. Yeah.
Hmm.
And at one point, you just ask yourself, it's like, are you gonna pay so much for that brand, or you can just settle for a Seamaster or something like that for a better value? Right.
But I don't think it'll go away though. I mean, Rolex is still Rolex. The brand is still perceived differently from a maker.
Yeah, I guess. All right. So, any last few topics that you guys want to talk about before we close this off?
No, man, I think we spoke a lot. We spoke a lot.
Covered quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
we'll
talked too
forward-
much already.
Forward to the year. I just really hope that we will get out of this lockdown, meet up in person.
Yeah.
I really crave to meet people from the watch community,
Definitely.
Feels different.
hear stories
Feels
about their
different.
watches. Yeah, I mean that's what it's all
Being
about.
virtual
That's what
versus-
it's all about. Right?
Yeah.
I really do miss that.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. And one thing as well, the MyWatches that started the series of potentially interviewing people around, be it watch or non-watch enthusiasts of talking about their watch journey and watch experience and so on. I think that's something that we plan to do further as well with various guests that we have sort of in our pipeline. And that's probably in the plans of post lockdown that we can start doing and start talking about this, and have a proper podcast live, so poor team here doesn't have to be the only one that is in the vertical video.
We can all drink the same alcohol.
Exactly, right. Sponsored by
Yeah.
Herbs and Foods as well as usual.
Yep,
Right. Cool. Okay. So yeah, we're about an hour 20 in, so I think I think that's a little bit too long. So yeah, I hope those who are ever listening are still listening. If you are, thank you. The 2-3 guys here that is actually still listening at this at the end of this. You're truly a true fan or true supporter of us. So yeah, as usual, look forward to the next episode. If any topics or anything, just feel free to drop in a comment or check out the Instagram and so on. We all popped up the links somewhere here in the video for everything, our respective Instagram handle, and also the MyWatches podcast's Instagram as well. Do follow us and do catch our next upcoming episodes. And all I can say is, for anyone out there and anyone listening, take care, be safe.
Yeah.
Then hopefully we get through this COVID situation as soon as possible, and so all of us can get back over there to buy more watches, meet up with more people, buy more watches again, to bring you guys more content. Yeah.
Yeah. Stay safe, man. Yeah.
Stay safe
All right.
and
All
stay
right.
home, of course.
See you guys.
All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right.
See you.
Good night,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.